Welcome to Witchy Fusion, where serious witchcraft meets imperfect witches just doing their thing. Whether you're tossing cards, crafting spells, or just vibing with the moon, you're in the right place. Let's get witchy. Today I'm going to be showing you the Manifest Tarot Oracle deck by Jolene Wren. Today, you can buy this deck for between $39 and $46 a piece. I got it on a Kickstarter in 2024. It was actually one of the first Kickstarters I backed. And I absolutely loved it because in this deck, everything that she designed was, well, I shouldn't say everything, but most of the cards she designed were voted on, not just the artwork, but the there are like little kind of poems, sayings around each card with sort of keywords, and that was all voted on. And it was just so much fun to know that we were going to be getting a product that we had such a say in. Today, you can find this deck at calypsostar.com. So let's start with the box and the packaging. It has an upgraded magnetic box, which was part of, this was a stretch goal. And so it wasn't in the original plan, but it's really nice. I am glad that, that they did this. And it's really sturdy. So it comes with a full 100 plus page guidebook. And you can see in here that it actually shows a picture of the card. And it has now the print is really small in it. So for an oldster like me, I might have to get out my magnifying glass, but it says what element it is, the keywords, a description of the card, and what it means, as well as the upright meaning and the reverse meaning for those who do reverse tarot. It has a poem, and it talks about the poem's meaning and the light side of it. The reason it talks about the light side is because there is also a deck called the Darkweave Tarot Oracle. And so that'll be another one that I will be showing you in a little bit. But first, let's start with this. One of the cool things about this Kickstarter was that we were able to vote on many of the cards, not only the artwork, but also what the poem or the, what was going on around it was going to say. So that was pretty cool. And so the Fool, which is the first card, is carefree. And this is such a carefree look. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. You can see the back of the card. It has the feathers and this beautiful light, again, connoting the light weave tarot oracle deck. And this was also something that was voted on. We voted on the card backs. And so that was a lot of fun. You've got the Magician, which is manifesting. And I'll just give you an idea. Like it says, where will meets wisdom, realities weave from thoughts seed. So it's a little mini poem that's right on the card itself. And here we have Intuitive Keys, the High Priestess. And it says, in moonlit silence, secrets unfold, wisdom and grace untold. Creation, control, discernment, choices, and of course this is the Lovers, and victory, the Hierophant, or I'm sorry, the Chariot. Confidence is the Strength. And I love this one because it's not just confidence in the moment, but it has that infinity sign showing that this is an integral part of this woman, to have confidence to reach out in the face of something frightening. I get a little bit emotional about these cards. They're just so beautiful. Solitude, the Hermit, and the Wheel of Life, which is, of course, the Wheel of Fortune. order from chaos. We've got judgment, and the hanged man is perspective. And I just love that. This poem says silent gaze, upside down view, wisdom blooms anew. Transition. And that's beautiful because it shows that death doesn't have to be a scary card, but rather it's one of transition. This poem says, autumn's end, leaves descend, life renews, cycles mend. And they really do. Moderation, which of course is temperance, attachments, and that is the devil. And you know, one of the things I like about this card is the devil is rather gorgeous. And that's sort of how these attachments are. If they weren't appealing, if they weren't attractive, we wouldn't really want anything to do with them. But they are. This poem says, longings chain, shadows play, truth in darkness lay. Sudden change is the tower, and you can see it's this gorgeous tree. And if you've ever, I remember last year there was a magnificent tree that somebody actually cut down, and it was horrifying, absolutely horrifying to people across the world, because it was a place where people would go and visit and take pictures. And this is what it's like when a tower falls. It's one of the reasons why, you know, I don't know. I think about 9/11 and how shocking that was. I was pregnant with my second child at that time. And I remember asking, what kind of world am I bringing my child into? Those are the kinds of questions that you ask when sudden change happens. And here's positivity and shadows and bliss, which of course is this lovely sun. And we've got awakening, cycle completion, so the world. And then we have the minor arcana. And so the wands are all about action and that creative force. So we've got a new passion here with the Ace of Wands. Your aces are always going to talk about like that raw beginning, that raw energy of that creative passion. My dog is making a little bit of noise, so if you can hear that, I apologize, but she's just like wanting to go and play with a couple dogs she sees out there. The Two of Wands is planning, and the Three of Wands, waiting. Four of Wands, harmony. Five of Wands is completion. Six of Wands is recognition. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, competition. And I want to say I love that too, because that's how I see the Five of Wands. It's not people fighting, it's they're in competition. So the Six of Wands is recognition. You've just won that competition. Seven of Wands now, that's defense. There's where the guy's in a fight. And the Eight of Wands is progress, it's action and movement. The Nine of Wands is resilience. The Ten of Wands is willpower. I mean, that's a beautiful way to look at that. I've always thought of the Ten of Wands as like you're carrying a burden, but really it's willpower to keep carrying that load, no matter how heavy it may be at the time. And then we have the Page of Wands, who's optimistic, and the Knight of Wands is passionate, and the Queen is unapologetic. And the King of Wands is powerful, and you can see the lions around him. It's just gorgeous. Then we have the Cups suit. And here we have new beginnings, and these are relationships that you're going to be in a new beginning with. It's that raw potential for a new relationship, which can lead to compatibility for the two, and celebration for the Three of Cups. And the Four of Cups, This is apathy, and I recently heard somebody describe the Four of Cups as the teenage stage because you've got all these options and you're just like, what do I even choose from these? Five of Cups is disappointed. He might have made a bad choice. But the Six is the good memories you get and share. Seven is options. And you can see she's in opulence and she has many, many options. The Eight of Cups is moving on from all of those things that you no longer find help you in life. And then the Nine of Cups is satisfaction. The Ten of Cups is abundance. And then the Page is dreamer. Look at how lovely. And he's got the fish that you see on that Rider-Waite card that is just ready to jump in all the way. And here's the Knight of Cups making offerings, and the Queen who offers us kindness, and a compassionate king. And I love that it looks like he's drinking out of a solo cup. It's just like it looks like a plastic cup. I'm sure it's glass, but my first thought was that's a plastic cup of punch or something. Then we move to the swords, which is our mental energy, that raw mental energy that where we get this clear idea. So this is clarity because all of a sudden we know what we need to do next. And then we have to make some decisions with the Two of Swords. The Three of Swords is suffering. And even though you might think of that as more of a relational card, it's a mental anguish that happens when your heart is broken. The Four of Swords is gratitude. And the Five is ego. And in that Rider-Waite card, the guy has just kind of beaten his friends in a fight or whatever, and he's walking away feeling pretty smug. And this is sailing away for the Six of Swords. And then we have strategy, the Seven of Swords. Then the Eight is trapped. And the Nine of Swords, he's worried. And the Ten of Swords is finished. And that's really, this to me is actually one of the saddest cards in the entire deck. I mean, this one is worse, I feel, than death. It's worse than the devil. It is worse than the Hanged Man for sure, because the Hanged Man I kind of like. But it's just really a tragic card. But there is this lovely hope in this version of this card where he's finished down here, but his soul is moving on. Then we have the Page of Swords, who's curious, and the Fleeting Knight of Swords, all action, very, very action-oriented in the mind. The Queen of Swords is distinguished, and the King of Swords is direct. The Pentacles are next. So when you have raw energy in Pentacles, it's that earth energy, the stuff that you can plant, whether that's a new business or it's your garden in the backyard. It's whatever you feel is an exciting opportunity for you. The Two of Pentacles is adaptability. It's making choices quickly with those things that you need to do that you're responsible for on the earth. The Three of Pentacles is cooperating, and the Four is holding on. It may mean that you're holding on too tightly, or it may mean that you're being sensible, depending on your circumstance. The Five of Pentacles is vulnerability. Now, it doesn't mean, by the way, that there's nothing for you. There's a path that they can go and find shelter, but you're very vulnerable if you're out there in the storm. And the Six of Pentacles is clarity. The Seven is making an assessment. And again, you think about in a business, and this person here, he is growing his crops and he's seeing how are they doing. The Eight of Pentacles is somebody who's working and they're working very hard. They're being a craftsman. And the 9 is independence. The 10 is prosperity. The page is focused, as you would be anytime you have an opportunity. The Knight of Pentacles is steady. The Queen of Pentacles is success. And the King of Pentacles is security. So these are gorgeous cards, and they have a matte blue edging, rounded corners, and this lovely guidebook that comes with them in this incredible. Oh, and I should say, they've got a gloss finish. You may be able to see that on the video, but they have a gloss finish. It's a nice, thick cardstock. I want to talk about what she did with AI, because that's an important thing for people to keep in mind, depending on what your value system is for AI. And what she said is, she said, our tarot card um, project uniquely integrates AI generated imagery as a starting point, skillfully enhanced by the artistic vision of Jolene Wren. This blend ensures that each card begins with a foundation rooted in traditional symbolism, which is then transformed through Jolene's creative interpretation. Our ethical approach involves using original and public domain elements, ensuring full respect for artistic rights. The result is a harmonious fusion of AI innovation and human creativity, culminating in a tarot deck that is both authentic and respectful of the tarot. Most of the prompts were directed at the Rococo period art of art history to remain out of the art styles of living artists. So that is what she wrote on the Kickstarter. All Kickstarter projects have that question: how did they use AI? Because it is important to know if somebody is just like stealing from somebody else who should be getting credit. And so I do appreciate that they only used public domain art as their prompts. And it's very clear that it's not just AI, but some artistic rendering has been done with it. A beautiful deck, and I hope you'll check it out. It's lovely. I'm not getting paid to do this review. I don't get any kickbacks. I just want to share one of my favorite Kickstarter projects, and I'll continue to share others in the future, including my next video, which will be on the Dark Weave Manifest Tarot. So I will see you then. Um, Thanks for hanging out in the cauldron with me. And if you're feeling the magic, like, subscribe, and share the spell. And remember, your path is your power. Stay weird, stay witchy, and I'll see you next time.